Uh-oh. '23 as the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Champion.
Come on, man.
Here we go. Oh! And in a change of events.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new C3 Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, my son. Hey, it's your time. It's your moment. You are now, ladies and gentlemen, the new C3 champion, the pretty psychopath, D'Angelo Steele!
stunning change of events. Your winner and new C3 Ultimate Wrestling Heavyweight Champion,
All right,
D'Angelo. D.
All right, all right, we gotta go.
And they
Yo, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. You guys know how it is. Oh, it's been a long time. Let me see. Can y'all okay. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic, and welcome to another episode of the Take It Home Podcast. It has been a long time since I went live, but if you guys subscribe to me on my YouTube page, which is at the top on YouTube, you guys know I've been doing like car vlogs and YouTube shorts and stuff like that. Now, one of the reasons why I haven't really been going live a lot is because I've been busy with work, with life, with a lot of stuff. I do want to kind of move and change everything that's in my background. I kind of want to fix that. I want to do like little different things. I've been trying to get ready for like other things and get things together. So please excuse my absence for being live. Even today and tomorrow, I plan to like do a lot of work with production and things like that to get everything good. So it is good to come be on here live talking to you guys. It's been a while, so I wanted to talk about random topics and then a few things that I want to have in store and my opinions on things. So like I said, make sure you subscribe to the Take It On Podcast, which is the logo at the top of the YouTube of this stream right now. Then also subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling, which is my top right, but your top left. So I already got comments coming in, so let me see what's going on. Oh, shout out to you, Jamie. What's going on, sir? Love this moment. Yeah, man. It was good. Emotion. Very important when it comes to professional wrestling and things like that. You know, people are infatuated with having a lot of moves done with no emotion to it, and people don't remember special moments. Then they might not even be deemed special. So, yep. Yes, indeed. I'm getting my comments ready for Facebook. But okay, I wanted to, as you guys know, like I said, it's been a whole month since I've been live. So, I want to show you guys what I have going on now. Speaking of now, next show is Out of Control 2. Special guest, Kurt Angle, Olympic gold medalist, 13-time world champion, Hall of Fame for Impact and WWE. He will be in the building, KI Convention Center. Let me get this banner out. KI Convention Center. First and second row are currently sold out, but they are still. It's still some room. You can still get a ticket. You can come in early. If you go to the Nardis Wrestling YouTube page, you can look at the times for the Q&As and autograph signings and things like that. C3 Ultimate Wrestling is a sponsor with a lot of other people as well. Shout out to everybody that wanted to contribute and make this happen. Nardis Wrestling has been growing and continuing to grow. For it to even get a big venue like that, shout out to Smash. Shout out to Nathan. It's a big thing for professional wrestling as a whole. So I'm glad to be a part of it. They currently do have a deal on tickets. So like I said, if you're in the Wisconsin area, if you're in the Midwest, take the drive. It'll be definitely worth it. If you buy, I got the graphic. Hold on. StreamYard works when it wants to work. 1 second. If you at the bottom, you see if you buy 3 tickets, you get 1 free. But there's also the graphic I wanted to show. So make sure you guys get on this sale. It won't last. The offer ends the 27th, as it clearly states under the banner. I'm going against a guy that is a Midwest legend. When more details be released. I mean, there's a sponsored video for it. I didn't get a chance to download it, but make sure you guys tune into that. You know, it's a lot of special things happening. A lot of guys, first time they're wrestling there, special attraction matches, and it's an honest wrestling show. So it's something that is very, very fun. So I'm excited. I'm very happy. This is December 16th, KI Convention Center, Green Bay, Wisconsin. So, they also did the graphic for like a SmackDown. It's cut. I don't know why it's cut. I guess I downloaded the wrong one, but I thought this was pretty good too, to be like Out of Control. Like last year's Out of Control was very good and very special. This one will be no different. All right, let me see. I said it's been a while. So, what's going on, guys? What is on your mind in the world of professional wrestling? What are your did you like what's going on in AEW? Like what's going on in WWE? Is there another company that you like, that you're interested in? Are there matches that you've seen, things that you were excited for, announcements that you were happy with? What up, Dre? Shout out to you, DJ Dose, and everything he continues to do. Anything that happened this weekend. Before I start saying how I feel about certain things, some of these things I've already expressed my opinions on either YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, or whatever like that, but I don't mind reiterating. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, good question, DJ. Says, what are your goals for C3 next year? I want to continue to grow. And I know that is like one of the generic answers, but it's true. I have a couple goals. I live in East Chicago, Indiana. So I've done shows in Hammond and I've done shows in Crown Point. And shout out to all the fans and the people who have went to a show and continue to support. But I want to do one here where I live, where I reside. I'm going to say it the good way. East Chicago has a lot of family-oriented stuff. They do parades, they do parks, they do all kind of stuff. But it seems like it's like I'm pulling hairs and teeth to try to get something done. It's a lot of gyms, it's a lot of venues that are shut down or closed or just don't want the business to be done. So it's an obstacle. I could sit here and cuss and shake my fist and things like that, but it's something that I'm going to overcome and I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to make happen for sure next year. It's something I definitely want to do, with wrestling, it's just the same thing with life. Sometimes you want to do something, but it feels like some people won't help you with the access or give you the key to the door. So sometimes you got to knock down the door yourself. You know what I'm saying? I want to try to do more sponsorships and try to promote the stuff, because the wrestlers that we have at C3 Ultimate Wrestling, I think are some of the best wrestlers we have, best wrestlers out, period. And I put them up against any company and things like that. Any company that I wrestle for is some of the best wrestlers, and I put them up against anybody on TV, and I'm sure they'll keep up or they'll exceed. And that's what I want to do. I want to make sure it's just not just a company that I just love running just for the sake of running, but I also want to show what true wrestling is, what true family-friendly wrestling is, what true wrestlers are, what true workers are. And I couldn't do this without the wrestler. I couldn't do this without my wife. I couldn't do it without the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to promote the product, to let people know. And the next year will be 5 years. January 19th will be 5 years of C3 Ultimate Wrestling being a thing. If you guys know, at the beginning it was called C3 Wrestling, but now it's C3 Ultimate Wrestling. So very blessed to make at least 5 years with this company. So like I said, we got a new champion, we got new wrestlers coming in, we trying to do new spots, new places and things like that. So that's the plan for C3 next year. Almost every time I get done recording a show and I look at all the matches and segments, it's just like you get so thirsty to try to do a show quick. It's like a rush. Even wrestling, like when you do a match, you do a great match and stuff, that adrenaline kicks in and you want to hurry up and you want to go back and you want to do it again, or you want to do it every week or whatever like that. And that's how it is for booking and things like that. But with this, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next year within a couple months. Hopefully I can get some good news next week on what I have planned, what I want to do. Like I said, I gotta make sure like I'm at the forefront of it. Me and my wife, we're at the forefront of it, and I could sit here all day and be like, nothing's working, but we gonna make it work. So shout out to everybody and their support. So hold on, that's another comment. Mike Whiteside, Grand Chance winner. What's going on, sir? I hope everything is going right with you right now. Keep up the great work, what you continue to do for C3, even though you're doing it in nefarious ways. What's going on? I hope everything's good with you. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or if you have any topics that you want to talk about in a few more minutes, let me know. If not, I'm going to just freeball it. That sounded inappropriate, but you guys know what I meant when I said it. But I'm going to just talk about a few topics on my mind. So, and that's good to hear. And I'm working on it. I'm trying to craft something. I'm in the works for something. Hopefully, like next week, I get some news. I get some info back. Hopefully, something really, really works out for C3 Ultimate Wrestling, because I do think this is a company that everybody needs to listen and watch and follow the wrestlers and support, buy merch and things like that. It's just so much of an investment. And I think that nobody will regret going to a C3 Ultimate Wrestling show or watching one or subscribing to the YouTube channel, C3 Ultimate Wrestling, but also subscribe to the Take It On Podcast. Take It On Podcast YouTube channel is almost close to 300 subscribers. I believe I'm at 183. I'm trying to get 283. I'm sorry. I'm almost at 300. So the goal is to get 300 subscribers for the Take It On Podcast by the end of the year, which is next month. And then C3 Ultimate Wrestling has 130. I'm trying to get at least 150 subscribers. So if we could do that, God bless y'all. If not, thank you for even looking at the video and watching it. You know, I truly appreciate everything you continue to do for us, as I'm looking at a message that it's very hilarious. It's wrestling related, but it is very hilarious. But yeah, let's go into it. Okay, so the last video, one of the last videos that I made on my YouTube channel was I talked about major announcements, right, in professional wrestling. And some are major and some are not, and some don't feel as special as they need to be. And I'm talking about AEW and I'm talking about WWE's, right? So let's go with AEW. So AEW said at their show, Full Gear, that there's a big announcement. There's like a huge signing and things like that, and they're basically going to sign the contract on the show. And I did watch the show for the most part. I'm not going to lie, I kind of went to sleep on the main event. We can talk about that too if y'all want to. You can throw the tomatoes at me all you want to. I don't care. I'll make nachos and salsa. But anyway, they said they had a huge signing. So a lot of people was like, oh, well, is it Mercedes Moné? Is it Ronda Rousey? Because Ronda debuted at ROH tagging with Marina Shafir. Like a lot of people had speculations. Is it Will Ospreay? Like a lot of people even thought that it was Will Ospreay as well. So when they did the huge announcement, it was Will Ospreay. Now I will say this: Will Ospreay is one of the most popular wrestlers out right now. Most popular. Not a lot of companies, not a lot of wrestlers where multiple companies try to give you a contract and things like that. You know what I'm saying? You've seen him on AEW, you know, he's in New Japan, you've seen him on Impact, you've seen him on basically everything except WWE, because you know WWE does contracts and stuff like that. Is this a big signing? Yes, I think it is a big signing. What makes it not feel that big to me is we've seen him wrestle on AEW's platform before, and he's been hit or miss. I know how I feel about certain things. You know, he's had great matches, and then he's had some okay matches, and then it's just like, why is this match going on longer? You know, don't get this guy a microphone. So that was one of my things. It was just like, okay, we've seen him on AEW before. It is a big signing and things like that, but it's just like, if he never wrestled there before, I do think that would have been like a little bit more special for the situation and for the occasion. I think it would have been just a little more special because he's had a couple matches. He had like tag matches and one-on-ones and things like that. He's wrestled for a couple of AEW pay-per-views before, but it is a big signing. I will say that, and I do think that he's going to have great matches with a lot of guys. He said he's wanted to have go against some guys in the future and stuff like that. The other issue I had with Will Ospreay's contract signing was that he came in already saying he had bad news. And he basically said that he'll basically be signed full-time next year. And, you know, and the crowd booed, and he tried to talk to him, and it was just the way he talks. I'm not a fan of his mic work because he's himself, and it's just a little too much. But basically, this was an announcement they could have said at the end of this year or the beginning of 2024. I do think that, you know, Tony's been saying stuff all the time. Like every other month, we have a special announcement from Tony. Some are good and some are bad. Like the TV show. Remember the TV show? I don't even know if the TV show is still running or it's a new tournament. And people is just like, man, you crying wolf. These don't feel that special. And that may feel like another reason why this announcement wasn't that special neither. Because almost every time we see a video of Tony has a huge announcement, at the point, some, not all, I roll. But with Will saying, okay, he wants to do his contractual obligations to New Japan, and I believe it ends in February. You're saying this on the company that you're signing to. So it's like, hey, AEW is so important. Fans are so important. However, let me do something else. Shout out to him for doing his contract, right? Doing it the right way, even though we shouldn't be knowing this stuff, or maybe we know it and maybe he should have signed next year or just played it off until next year. But to just be like, hey, not yet, guys. You guys gotta wait. Not today. No. That was kind of crazy. They could have waited. This announcement could have waited. I don't know if it would have helped with views or buy rates or anything like that, but this is something that they definitely could have waited on. But shout out to him. I know he's getting a lot of money. If the contract I hear is actually legit, from what I hear, that dude is wild for that contract. But Mike says, I think they call him big because he's been at least the top 10 on the non-WWE circuit for 10 years. To be honest, though, he's been relevant in the independent circuit for years as well, too. That's a big deal. Like, you'll have a guy that's very, very popular on the independent circuit, and within the next few months, you don't know who they are. But so for Will to be consistent, because I remember one of the first times I've seen Will Ospreay was the match with Ricochet in New Japan, because everybody was so divisive about it. Some people was like, oh, I don't like this. And some people was like, I like it. And you even had Hall of Famers like Vader and stuff like that. They talked about the match and they were like, hey, that's not wrestling. And you had some wrestlers who are Hall of Famers. They defended it. So you do have some people that are hit or miss when it comes to certain things. You get what I'm saying? I personally, I admired the creativity that him and Ricochet had, but I felt that the match was the epitome of what I've been watching on the independents, and it was like, it wasn't in my top 10. Let's just say that. The thing was, though, it was a very popular match. The match is very popular. People stole from it. People still use what they did years ago. What was it, 5, 6, 7 years ago? Dang near 10. Like, it was a wow. And it was to the point to where they started getting the bag off of it, Will and Ricochet. And when I say that, that means other companies were booking both guys to basically do that same match or certain aspects to it. When they was with their women was in intergender matches because they was trying to do that. Now, I understand trying to make money and stuff like that off of what it is. But to me, it made all the companies who did book them for that same magic, it made them look no different than the other companies that they wrestle for. But Will has always been like somewhat in the media for his wrestling, for his personality, how he speaks, how he carries himself and things like that. And I do feel like WWE might have given him a contract and things like that, and he chose AEW. Now, there are perks to wrestle for AEW, you know, there are perks to wrestle for WWE and stuff like that. So him signing to AEW, I do think that's probably more of a better fit for his style. Not mad at that. WWE, they could have made him a bigger star, or may not. Who knows? We don't know. I don't sit here and just be like, they're going to make him a star all the time, because sometimes people already show how their attitude and how they carry themselves. So we'll see what it is from there. Dre says, hold on. New Japan now got to work their storylines around this news. Now everyone knows he's leaving. The announcement was terrible for business. See, and this is my thing, right? It'd be bad enough that people it'd be bad enough that people be like, oh, this person's contract is up. I'm like, y'all shouldn't even know this personal information that somebody's contract is up and things like that. And, you know, it's rare occasions to where somebody leaves as a champion with the belt that they have when these kind of things go up and stuff like that. If anything, I think, I don't want to say it hurt AEW, but it might be like, really, y'all couldn't wait for this announcement that this man got signed? Like, y'all couldn't wait? Like, I had to do it here? Like, he's saying, like, basically, hey, I signed a contract, but I'll be here in 4 months. So most likely y'all going to have another pay-per-view within 4 months. I do one like every 3 months. So why this literally could have waited next year. This could have waited, or this could have been like a New Year's announcement. As far as the New Japan goes, yeah, I don't know, because AEW is doing business with New Japan with like the tournament and things like that, with unifying the ROH and one of the New Japan belts together, the ones that Eddie Kingston have. And I'm not even gonna lie, those matches look pretty good on paper and the graphics and stuff. So I'm looking forward to those matches or whatever like that. So we'll see where it goes. I will say wait and see on what we're doing with that. But as far as like the signing goes, this definitely could have waited. Hold on. Another announcement that came out was Cody Rhodes, the guy who stopped racism with his promo against Anthony Ogogo because he had a white and black baby. This is what he said, not me. He basically announced, Ziggy, shout out to you, sir. Shout out to you. Shout out to Heels for Life podcast. Shout out to everything that y'all continue to do. Some real stuff. Make sure you guys subscribe to their stuff. That is Heels for Life. Once again, YouTube, I believe TikTok, Facebook, a lot of stuff. So Cody Rhodes, right? Cody Rhodes, and it's not Cody's fault. It's not Cody's fault, and it's not Will's fault. Let me reiterate this now. This is all on the company. So Cody Rhodes basically said that their fifth man, was teasing. I know a guy. He's my friend. He has a legacy. Apex Predator. He didn't say it, but obviously the fans said that it's Randy Orton. That Randy Orton will be the fifth guy on Saturday for Survivor Series War Games. Now, I'm happy to have Randy Orton back if they're going to swing it that way, since Cody didn't say it. But I'm happy because Randy, we want him to go out a better way than he did. But Randy has been living his best life wrestling until he got injured. The problem with Cody announcing that it'll be Randy or alluding to it is that Randy didn't say it himself. Like, Randy can talk. Like, last time I seen him, I think he can talk. I don't know if he lost. I don't know. Is he sick? He got a cold. He got the flu. He got the vid. I don't know what's going on, but it was like they could at least did like a something via satellite or a pre-recorded conversation. Hey, I'm back or something. Or he could have RKO'd somebody or had something, or like acted like somebody was Randy Orton and had him behind and then like RKO and random people or something. Like, y'all could have did something to make it feel a little bit more special. And yes, the crowd went crazy, and I'd be happy to see Randy Orton again. But the fact that Randy didn't say it himself, and it's Cody. Now, Cody is a guy who is a very good talker, and he could sell salt to a slug. But at the same time, it's like, this should have been Randy saying this stuff like that. And from sales, a lot of more people bought tickets. You could say it's from Randy Orton's announcement, but then you can also say people waited like the week of. Sometimes people wait for better seats. They wait to get paid. There's a lot of basketball, a lot of football games going on. They waiting to get their money and stuff like that. But as far as that announcement goes, that's what made it a little lackluster to me. Like, I'm be happy to see Randy for sure. But at the same time, it was like Randy couldn't do it himself. Like, what's going on? I mean, even Cena, when he was doing a promo against Solo Sikoa before Crown Jewel, homie lost his voice and was still talking, and low-key was snapped. I ain't gonna lie, he snapped on Solo on the promo. That was bar, Solo on the promo. But yeah, the other announcement was like the fifth lady for the face team, and it was Becky Lynch. And it's like, of course, it's Becky Lynch. I have nothing against Becky Lynch at all. But they act like Becky Lynch was injured or was missing or something. She literally was just on NXT. So it was just like, for her to be like the fifth, like, y'all could have just said this from the jump and people would have still looked at it. Y'all just like made it seem like They couldn't find nobody. I'm like, we knew it was gonna be Becky Lynch. She just lost the title to what's her name, and she just been, she been, coasting. So I was just like, really? I mean, I know that they don't want nobody to return or other people going through other things or whatever like that. I don't know if they didn't want to bet on Jade coming in and being the fifth person, but Becky, not even mad that it's Becky. It's just how it was presented. Like they just had trouble finding somebody. Becky is like the savior in a way of certain things, especially like if you need help. Becky is one of those ones. And to be honest, I will be honest with you guys. She does play that role very well. I will say that. There's not something that I would take away from her at all. So yeah, announcement's been just like but I will say that the tournament announcement, that is pretty that's pretty dope because of the matches that they have already said. Now, them saying that they have like a new belt, they're going to do like merge the belts. I'm sick of all these belts. And to be honest, I'm sick of belts on WWE's thing. WWE has a lot of belts too. AEW has a lot of belts. It's just too many belts. And it's just like, you don't need, all these championships. Yeah, I know. But that's what it is for that. Both could have made an in-ring debut run in and had more of a pop. That is true. I would have had, if anything, I would have had Randy Orton do it, but I understand because you do want to basically bring more people in by having an announcement. My issue is Randy should have been the one announcing. Maybe they was waiting on him and he took too long, and then he texted him and said, "Hey, I can do it." I don't know. As far as Becky is concerned, she could have just did it. It could, now she's like, it is what it is. But did you guys watch Full Gear? Did you guys enjoy Full Gear? Did you like it? What were some things that you liked and some things that you didn't like in Full Gear if you guys watched it? I did watch it. Shout out to Heels for Life for everything that they continue to do to make sure like some people have a chance to look at that. Shout out to y'all and everything that y'all continue to do. So I will give a shout out and love to them. So Full Gear was okay to me. It was okay. I'm getting the results. I did not watch the pre-show. I didn't watch the pre-show. But I do know that at the end of the pre-show, Bullet Club Gold, they attacked MJF's leg, and MJF was stretchered to the back. So I will say that we'll start from that. So the first match was the triple threat: Sting, Darby, and Adam versus Christian, Luchasaurus, and Nick Wayne. It was okay. It was pretty decent. Standard 3-on-3 match from AEW, but it was decent. I think that Christian and Edge, how they were teasing it and spreading them out and separating them, it felt good. Darby being Darby, Sting wrestling in a t-shirt and his Dickie pants, exclusive. Like, I don't know if he got a sponsorship from Dickies or whatever, but the man been dressing like Jason Voorhees ever since he came in. I don't even think he's had like gear since he's wrestled, but like I said, it was a fairly decent match. I will say that. Christian is a group called the Patriarchy, so we'll see where it goes from that. Orange Cassidy, he beat John Moxley. He defended his belt, the International Championship. It was all right. I thought the first one was better. John Moxley bleeding, and he hasn't bled for a long time. I guess it was somewhat special that he bled. But it was short, and it should have been short, just like it was. It was a 12-minute match. Let me see. It was 12 minutes. Like, it's not the shortest match on the card, but it was short. But it was fairly decent. With Orange Cassidy, who knows what they're going to do? I know he's a champ, but they could have him skyline for the title soon or whatever. To have him elevate, go against former world champions and legends. Moxley is going to be Moxley at the end of the day. That's a good and a bad thing if you understand that. Next match was Timeless Tony Storm versus Hikaru Shida for the women's championship. We all knew that Tony Storm was going to win. I don't bet, I'm not a betting person, but if I was to bet on any match, it definitely would have been that one. Hikaru is a 3-time women's champion. Now Tony Storm is a 3-time women's champion. The match was okay. And when I say okay, I'm not sitting there saying like it was boring. I want to reiterate that. I just want to say that it was okay. You want to say something? Hold on, y'all. You know my daughter like to say stuff. Come here. Say hey.
Hello.
Oh, my boy, my youngest son wanted to say something. My youngest baby want to say something. So say hello.
Hello.
All right. Say subscribe.
Subscribe.
All right. Thank y'all. But going back into it, like, okay, come on, Mike. But Tony has done great with transforming herself to like the old school, calling herself timeless. They showing the black and white and things like that. She's done a great job in having Luther as her butler. Now, if you guys don't know who Luther is, that's Luther. No, get that away from me. That's Luther from what was it? Chaos? I forgot what they called himself. Chaos Theory, something. They used to be on Dark or whatever like that. Now he's a butler. So she's been inventing her character. She's doing a lot of acting. She's been doing a lot of things that I would say would be a foot in the door for Hollywood and for acting and things like that. And we all knew that Tony can wrestle and stuff like that. But I think this is great. I think this is great, better than the Outcast group that she was in with Ruby Soho and Saraya. I feel like this was good because it's just like, okay, the Outcast thing is just like, all right, y'all Outcast, but what else? You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. Her beating Hikaru, I think Hikaru will probably be is probably gonna win the belt in the future multiple more times. So I don't think her losing hurt. The referee Aubrey was being a referee, like trying to avoid stuff and was like a little bad. And this is what I will say, like, y'all got to get y'all refs in check, man. Y'all refs got to be refs. I know friends, I got brothers that are referees that like get offended when people are on live TV and they're literally like not doing what they're supposed to do for a spot or anything like that. That's not a good thing. So y'all got to knock it. You know, what's his name? Rick Knox or whatever like that. That referee, a lot of people have called him out consistently about counting pins on somebody's shoulder up or looking at people get hit with inanimate objects. Like a lot of people have been very vocal on that. And even like with Aubrey's not as bad though. A lot of people aren't talking about Aubrey, but it is some things that like she'll try to avoid and things like that. And it's like, you can't let it slide. The finish was Tony put a tray in her backside. Yes, I did say that. And she did the buttocks attack, the hip thrust. I don't know what you call it. And she pinned Hikaru. And Tony, you know, with the black and white, with the title, it was good. Like that, she's good. Tony is very good. Now, Tony was already good before all of this, but sometimes you got to find your proper footing as a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? You got to find your footing. The next match was Ricky Starks and Big Bill. They beat all these other tag teams in a ladder match. For what I've seen, it was choppy. It was decent. It was a mixed bag. And then it was like ladders didn't break, then some did break. It was good. I do wish that Ricky Starks was going more for a title than having the tag titles because of the consistency or the consistency to be inconsistent with the tag team division in AEW is something that need to be talked about. You know, when you had FTR as the tag team, they were having great matches with Bullet Club Gold and a lot of other people and things like that. And then to lose the belts to a makeshift team between Starks and Big Bill, and they're trying to be the dudes with attitudes, you know, Michaels and Diesel back in the day, it just was just a little crazy. It was just, you know, and FTR winning the belts, it felt like they're not going to elevate them as they're supposed to elevate them as one of the best tag teams. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I be thinking they low-key kind of punishing AEW. I mean, AEW's kind of punishing them a little bit. But like I said, we'll see where it goes. It's just like I'll be happy when people win championships, but then I'll just be like, when it comes to the tag titles, for sure, I'll just be like, what's going on here? Like, how long is this going to be? You know, I do think most likely Jericho and Omega will beat Starks and Big Bill for the belts, which is another makeshift tag team to beat another makeshift tag team for the titles. That's probably the road they're going to go. I do think that possibly Starks and Bill is going to beat them one time, and then when the rematch happens, for some reason, Jericho and Omega may be the new AEW tag champs. So, triple threat. It was Julia Hart versus Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue for the TBS title. Didn't really care for this match. Watched it all. Didn't really care. Shout out to them, but didn't really care. I felt, I don't know, man. I feel like the belt ain't been that special since Jay left, and it's not Chris's fault. Like, see, I can't sit here and be like, some people be like, oh, it's their fault, but it's just, I don't know, like, it's confusing a little bit because they're trying to tell a story, and sometimes you have to wait and see. You know, Julia spit mist in Sky Blue's face. Sky Blue is doing some kind of stuff with her face and teasing being a replacement of Julia Hart, and then somehow Chris Statlander is there. I felt like they were a little lost a little bit. I felt like psychology was a little off or whatever like that. They get reaction. That's a big important thing. They get reaction when it comes to the matches and stuff like that. A lot of people react to the women rather good or bad or whatever like that. I went in, I was like, man, maybe Sky Blue could win it. You know, they did have the unpredictability part, and then Julia, she pinned Sky Blue. She knocked Chris away from Sky after hitting the her move and basically kicked out the ring, and Julia won. So a lot of people are happy. It's mixed. Shout out to Julia for winning and things like that. Hopefully everything just works out. Stuff just needs to be like a little bit more solid, in my opinion. But it's my opinion. You can have your own. I'm not here to debate you. I'm not here to call you a liar. I'm not here to call you anything. So I ain't even calling you to dinner. But what you eating?
Apple.
That look good. Anyway, next match is a match that people have been talking about since it has happened. It is the Texas Death Match between Swerve Strickland again and Hangman Adam Page. I want to say this on behalf of Swerve Strickland, that sometimes I do swerve when I drive, swerve when I drive. However the dance is, very entertaining. Swerve beat Hangman Adam Page, rightfully so. Swerve beat him at Wrestle Dream, rightfully so. And he beat him today, last week in the Texas Death Match, rightfully so. Now, Swerve should be the person that dethrones MJF, in my opinion. I think it should be Swerve. Swerve should be the next AEW World Champion. I think this dude, ever since coming into the company, he has done great matches with people who they probably didn't think he would do great with, or just putting them in random stuff. But I think he has done great. I think it is him. I think he should be the quote unquote devil that been attacking people and stuff. I think the guy is phenomenal. I think he does great. I think what he does as a rapper and stuff like that, and even Prince Nana doing a dance. This is his time. I think this is. I know he's in the tournament for that new title or whatever, but still, I hope either he wins that, but I do hope he beats MJF and becomes the new world champion. You guys know how I feel about death matches, right? So I don't really care for death matches. Some people do too much. So to see what Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page did together in the ring in a death match, I'm going to sit here and look at you guys in the camera and truly say to you guys, I still don't like death matches. I just don't like them. However, it was good emotion. It was good emotion between both of them. Now, there are some things that I would never do in my wrestling career, if you want to call it that. And then there are some things that is just crazy. So, for example, Hangman Adam Page drinking Swerve's blood is like one of the sickest things I've seen in professional wrestling. Now, in context, as a very spiritual person, of course, that's a demonic thing. But still, Paige should want to hurt Swerve for sure, because Swerve broke into his house in Virginia and gave his baby a t-shirt. But if I want to hurt somebody, I'm not drinking their blood and spitting it out like it's a Gatorade commercial in the 90s. That's just me. Some stuff was just gnarly to look at. And then I was like Apollo's coach and Rocky. Throw the dang towel! Throw in the towel! It was like they kept getting up and things like that. But like I said, I understood. Like, I don't have to like every match to see what was portrayed. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to. And my thing is, they did exceptionally well. For Swerve to be their world champion twice, even though it is Adam Hangman Page, you guys know how I feel about that guy. That is good. I think that there's no more direction but up for Swerve Strickland. So hopefully they take advantage of that and they do that. Next match was the Golden Jets, Jericho and Omega versus the Bucks. And the Golden Jets won, and I believe they get a tag championship. In and out of this match. I truly was in and out of this match. I truly was. Didn't really care for this match. We're just gonna go with that. Main event was the main event at first was MJF and Jay White, but then when MJF got his leg hurt, they said he was uncleared to compete. So then they were going to give the belt to Jay White because he's there. Adam Cole, who was not cleared to compete, said, "Hey, that's not going to happen. So I'm going to challenge you." So you have one guy that's uncleared to compete, that's in the hospital. He's getting replaced by a guy that's uncleared to compete to go against somebody that's cleared to compete for a title. And both of them have leg injuries, by the way. Well, one is an ankle or whatever, but you get what I'm saying. So they were teasing that, and then beginning of the show, they look like the guy who was uncleared to compete has gear on to wrestle against a guy that is cleared to compete. And it's just so much stuff. So beginning of the match, all of a sudden you see the ambulance, and then here comes MJF limping to come in to fight. So you guys said he was uncleared to compete, but he can clear himself to compete. So that's where it went with that. The match was 30 minutes. It shouldn't have been that long. MJF won throughout all the adversity. He won. And I want to say this. That match didn't have to be that long. It kind of made Jay White look a little weak because he's done all this stuff to MJF to the point that he couldn't even walk. But MJF with one leg beat him in 30 minutes. He beat him. Now, I like MJF. I truly do. But I do think that his reign could have been a little bit better than what they was doing or what they've been doing. You get what I'm saying? But the selling of the leg, they could have just did that in the match. They didn't have to be like, oh, well, he's uncleared to compete, so he can't wrestle, but he can wrestle. That match is, man, look, AEW be having shows that's too long. So that's why I said I was going in and out. I low-key was like going to sleep and stuff, but I did see some crazy stuff. I saw the cutter from the inside of the ring to the outside that he gave Jay White. That was nasty. And I'm sure people are going to do that this weekend and forever on the independent circuit. MJF giving Jay White a elbow drop on a table that's already broke because it broke when Jay White was placed on it. That was crazy. So I saw like a few things. Interferences came in, and then even Cole teasing the throwing in the towel. It was just a lot. The right person won. I just think the match could have been a little bit better than what they did, personally. Like I said, it was a decent pay-per-view. We'll see where they go with from here. Like, from the future, I do hope Swerve goes into the title picture soon, the world title soon. But it is what it is. So, like I said, it was nice. It was okay. Like, I will say that. Like I said, like I be trying to look at it as a fan, but sometimes I look at it from like a worker standpoint, and I'm not even sitting there saying like I'm the best worker in the world or whatever like that. That's for the people to decide. But it is what it is. Give me a hug. It's my baby. Say subscribe. Please subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
That's my little baby. But yeah, that's what it was with that. This week, this weekend is Survivor Series 2023 War Games. And I've said on my Facebook that I do wish that it went back to the old school 5-on-5 random team thing. I miss that. Like War Games is cool, but man, like I miss the old school. And I'm not even saying it got to be brand wars like Raw versus SmackDown. Like it don't even have to be that. What? What?
Your headphones.
I don't need my headphones. My headphones broke, baby. My headphones broke. But yeah, it's War Games. So it's just like it don't have to be like Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT and stuff like that. It's okay. Like you just do the random teams. It don't even have to be a full show of 5-on-5s and stuff like that. Because I remember there was one point they used to do that. It don't have to be that. I just miss the old school aesthetic of that. The older school, let's say that. So Gunther versus Miz so far is what we got. I do think Gunther is on a roll, and Gunther is going to continue to be on a roll. Going to be a good match. Ripley versus Starks is going to be a good match. I got Rhea winning. The Fatal 4-Way for the men: Cody Rhodes, Seth, Jay, Sami Zayn, and Randall Keith Orton versus the Judgment Day: JD McDonough and Drew McIntyre. Honestly, I do think that the face team is going to win, especially with everything that's riding in on that. I just think people are going to be more excited to see Randy more than anything. People are just going to be thirsty to see Randy come in and do his thing as Randy Orton. The other one is Bianca Belair, Charlotte, Shotzi, and Becky Lynch versus Damage Control, which will be a 4-on-4, not a 5-on-4. I mean, not a 5-on-5. Bayley, Asuka, Io, and Kairi Sane. So it'll be good. It'll be good. I mean, I would have Damage Control win, honestly. I think Damage Control needs that win more than the other team. Since I feel here, so you feel Randy might do it because I don't know. They're teasing Drew as a heel now, and I feel like he hasn't turned all the way, even though he's attacking people and stuff like that. Cam, you got Cam. Look, this is a basement, bro, and you better pick up every piece because I'm gonna be upset if I step on a Lego. Okay, like you over here, stuff keep dropping and falling. I'm not trying to walk. I'm trying to step on no Legos, man. But I think I'm clamoring for a Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes match. So if that happens, it works because Cody has a story that he's continuing to do. And I know a lot of people are making fun of it and talking about finish the story. All this story is so old and things like that. But I do think that that's going to be a great match when that happens. And even if Randy doesn't turn on him, I do think that that's going to happen in the future. Maybe a contender match or maybe a grudge match. Maybe Orton RKO Cody at the end of the match. Like, we don't know. So, but I'm sorry. But yeah, that going to be curious to see. So we'll see, because usually when wrestling shows are a week apart from each other or 2 weeks apart from each other, a lot of people love to compare them. If that makes sense. They love to compare them to say, hey, this was better than this. This was no competition and blah, 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 blah. So we'll see. I'll hold my judgment. I can't sit here and be like WWE is going to blow them out the water because the stuff didn't happen yet. So look at my baby. That's insane. Huh? Oh, well, I would just try to clean up, and then your kids was like messing with other stuff. Cam, get down. Being a parent, man. Don't bring that over here. Okay? You're gonna have to wait till I get over there. I'm about to wrap everything up. I said don't bring that over here, Mama. I'll fix it when I get up, okay? Thank you. But yeah, I did want to just talk to you guys for a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'm going to try to get more topics and things like that. I know that like a lot of people are busy today with
Where's his fire?
yeah, that shouldn't even be out the plastic. But anyway, I know a lot of people are busy today, so maybe you guys will listen to this. Well, most people will listen to it after work or at work or working out or whatever like that. I appreciate the late listeners. I appreciate the people that's going to listen to this next year. Shout out to y'all. I do know that it is a busy day for like Thanksgiving. A lot of people are cooking and preparing. But, you know, some people are praying, some people are meditating. Some people are like, you know, waiting for these days to end because of how special they are with family and things like that. And I am praying for people who are dealing with a situation, praying for you guys, praying for healing, praying for the healing through Christ and through the Lord. Amen. Because these are troubling times. Hopefully this show, hopefully my channel will help you get through these troubling times as well. You know, get your mind off of it or just help you heal properly. So if you don't hear it today, you don't hear it tomorrow or even next week, remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, I love you. You're working on something right now. Very proud of you guys. Very proud. Thank you guys for supporting me as I'm trying to support more people and things like that. I enjoy you guys listening to what I'm saying. Don't forget to subscribe to the channels. Don't forget the Now Show, December 16th. Out of Control 2, the KI Convention Center. Kurt Angle will be in the building. So many people will be in the building. A great time of wrestling. Get to know some of these wrestlers. Get some of the merchandise. I got merchandise. I got new shirts coming in. I'm very excited for to come in. So, like I said, it's gonna be a wonderful show. Yeah, what's going on, Robert? Shout out to you, Lafayette, in the building. Yeah, I'm about to wrap everything up. I just talked about like a few wrestling topics and things like that. I didn't want to speak long. It's just that I haven't been live. I haven't went live in about a month. I just been doing like car vlogs. And shout out to you for like commenting and everything and like giving your takes and stuff like that. Respect. So I'm about to wrap it up. About to head on out. I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. Let's see. Okay. Happy early birthday, sir. Happy early birthday. It's a big blessing to make another year. So, you know, have fun, be careful, be safe, and things like that. So, happy birthday to you, sir. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I don't know. I'm probably going to try to work out. I'm probably going to try to clean or whatever like that or comment on some more wrestling stuff. But I hope you guys are having a great day. This is Happy Giving. Same to you. Happy Thanksgiving, sir. God bless you. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day and a wonderful time. If you haven't watched this, like look at some of my matches. I put all the classic alpha matches on the Taking On podcast. So make sure you comment on those and you talk about it. I got a TikTok. I think it's Classic Alpha. Subscribe to that. Subscribe to a lot of the socials. But I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday, leading into a wonderful Thanksgiving and the rest of your beautiful life. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.